let's leave Ottawa and let's continue on in our pub crawl in Vancouver. And this one occurred on Friday, December 12th, 2008. So we will begin at the beginning, Café du Soleil, 2096 Commercial Drive, and the prompt being beginnings, to begin. Here we go again. As always, before any creation, anything, blankness, then some thing. Some spark like the match that ignites the first candle on your very first birthday cake. Every day is a new beginning. We wake each morning to a blank, clean canvas. Create the day as you want it to be, or not to be. And then the next one is the Grandview Royal Canadian Legion. And so what I did is I handed out pages from a crossword puzzle book and said, you don't have to do the crosswords, just fill in all of the spaces with letters forming words, so create poems on the constraint of a crossword puzzle. And most of them aren't really poems anyways, but they're writings. When poems come from beers, when beer comes from the taps, where friends come out, literary games, bring out Jill, Steve, also the other Steve, Ms. Crouch, and also Shannon, Randy, whom all know write blah blah poems, blah blah slams, blah. Avanti's neighborhood pub. For this, the prompt is object, and before we began writing, I distributed candy bars, because if you're out drinking, you can't just drink, you need some kind of nourishment. And then I recited a poem by Richard Brodigan called Xerox Candy Bar. You're just a copy of all the candy bars I've ever eaten. So that's his poem, and so this is the stuff that some people wrote was quite funny. And I also had prizes like little toy drums and saxophones and stuff, so people would put them on their head and play the drums. And let's see here. Here's a little guitar and a saxophone. And so I wrote. And this is Literary Illusion 101. So much depends upon, so much depends upon, so much depends upon so much. Well, it all depends on what it is and what it depends upon, doesn't it? A winning lottery ticket lost, left with lint in a coat pocket at the dry cleaners, while hanging over a chair at home in another coat's pocket, a used bus transfer.
That sounds like my life.
Okay, pub number 4, Bukowski's Bar and Bistro at 1447 Commercial Drive. Now, it's not Bukowski's Bar and Bistro any longer. It is now a place called the Charlatan. But the prompt for that was Vancouver history and place. And I put a little disclaimer so that people don't think I'm a moron thinking that I thought the place was called Bukowski's. So yes, I'm aware Bukowski's is long since closed, and the Charlatan presently occupies the space formerly host to the reading series Tales of Ordinary Madness, which, if memory serves me correctly, took place every Tuesday. And I was correct, because I actually checked with the former host, and so my memory is not as faulty as I think it is. So I wrote acrostics. I wrote 3 acrostic poems for Vancouver. The first being an acrostic that has Vancouver at the both ends, so tail end acrostic. Vanishing from view, another impoverished artist, night of nothingness. Commercial drive cares, or do others understand? Stand unified, verses of virtually every style, every range and rage. And then, virgin Vancouverites allow negative crimes, outrageous undertakings, villainy, economic rapists. And then That's not impressive. Okay. Vancouver's gentrification washes away history like rain. You will take a chance in the near future and win. Your lucky number for this week is the number 5. The rainbow's treasures will soon belong to you. Success will come to your plans. You shouldn't overspend at the moment. Frugality is important. You should be able to understand and complete anything you desire. You shall attain great wisdom with each passing year. You will have good luck in your personal affairs this month. Need some adventure and enjoyment? Take a vacation. Remember, 3 months from this date, good things are in store for you. And then we were off to Havana, which is a restaurant, 1212 Commercial Drive. And so I've put a segment of the menu in there because the menu seems to change a lot. So part of this is also documentary. And I wrote, the prompt being someplace other than here. So other than Vancouver. And I wrote, Hemingway in Havana. After long, hot afternoons of drinking, Papa could be seen with Santiago, recreating with the many feral cats of the area the running of the bulls. Some nights bullfighting too. Olé! Matador as metaphor. Get the point? So let's leave Vancouver and go back to Ottawa.